Thurles in the heart of Tipperary outwardly goes about its everyday business. In 1884 it made GAA history when the foundation meeting of the association was held there, but in August 1949 it is a scene of other activity, for after the work of the day the men of the county hurling team prepare for the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Final. The sports field, so often thronged for and alive with hurling final thrills from Munster, provides the preparation ground. Physical jerks, which the players take very seriously, running, sprinting, and keeping their eye on the ball all form part of the Tipperary preparation. Tipperary, winners of 13 titles, were leaving no stone unturned in the quest of title number 14. Captain Pat Stakelum and former hurling star and now trainer Phil Purcell find much to talk about in the way of tactics. But at Port Laois, a similar scene is enacted when the 1949 shock team Laois gets ready to oppose the lads from Tipperary. Trainer Dinny O'Neill, a grand player in his day, gives a few hints to Joe Stiles. Led by Paddy Rusty, their captain, they too indulge in sprinting and fast ball play. Vidar array ne golabula hai kleha crev na heron. And the lads do a round of O'Moore Park, finishing with that burst they hope will bring them victory. And, testing backs with forwards, they too were all out to win title number 2. September the 4th, final day in all its glamour. Taoiseach arrives and is escorted to his seat by Pádraig O'Keefe. And Sin Taganukar on the Heron, August Bani Kelly. And as they are greeted by the presidential salute, bit by bit, the grand scene is being set. The arrival of the teams on the field, Tipperary's captain under umbrella escort, and Laois players receiving shaking hands and words of encouragement. The parade of the men of Tipperary and the stalwarts of Laois. These are the men who have won through in Leinster and Munster and conquered Galway and Antrim on their way to the final. Most Reverend Dr. Canaan, Archbishop of Cashel, is escorted onto the field by GAA President Micheál Keogh, and the 67,000 people stand and sing the national anthem. The mighty roar, the scurry of cameramen, and the game is on. It was naturally believed, following the events of the year, that the game would be close. But the thousands were doomed to disappointment. After half a minute's play, Tipperary were a point in front and never looked back, though Redden in the tip goal was tested strongly. Scores remained low in the early stages, and while the hurling did not reach a high standard, exchanges were close. Murray and the Laois defence did well. However, as the hour progressed, the superiority of the Munster men was becoming more obvious. Jimmy Kennedy, in brilliant form, played a major part in their progressive move. Shah, Balair, Gura Tibradar and Adolphin Keen. Even in the opening half, it was Tipperary's attack in a long tussle with the Laois backs. Rusty and Joe Stiles frequently sent the Leinster men attacking, and they kept the dividing margin low. Laois were not downhearted despite the trend of events and battled every inch of the way. Their biggest setbacks and Tipperary's greatest boosts were the runs and shots of Kennedy from the left wing. And while some went wide, others did not. Laois attacked, but were repelled. Mick Ryan paves the way for another Tipperary onslaught on the Laois goal. And then, shortly before the interval, came an exciting goal by young Paddy Kenny, a goal which dealt a hard blow to Laois. At half-time, Tipperary were 1 goal and 5 points to 3 points in front, and as the Artane Boys band paraded, many distinguished visitors from all over the world watched, listened, and were entertained. After the restart, play was even for a time, but as Tipperary settled down again, Tim Fitzpatrick and the Laois goal did well, but even he could not hold the fort against the hard-hitting forwards which had set up a masterly combination. One of the highlights of the game was a point from a 50-yard sideline puck by Sean Kenny. Much of the great cheering one associates with such a day was missing, and Laois somehow never reproduced the form that had beaten Galway in the All-Ireland semi-final, against which Tipperary had stepped up to the peak. Bergen, Byrne and Gray opened up a Laois attack, but Pat Stakelum stopped it, and in a twinkle, Tommy Ryan was soloing through for a Tipperary point. In comes Bannon, chased by Laois's Liam White, but this Tipperary goal was disallowed for inside 5. The game was nearing its end now, with Tipperary forwards rampant. Laois backs tried valiantly but vainly to keep them out. Some of the crowd were filing away before the final scores. In a last effort, Joe Stiles tries from far out for a Leinster score, but the Laois men remain scoreless in the second half. With the scoreboard, Tipperary 3 goals and 11 points, Laois 3 points. The game draws to an end. Enthusiasts race in from all angles to cheer their heroes, Tommy Doyle, Tommy Redden, and others, while the Tipperary captain, Pat Stakelum, makes his way to the Hogan stand to receive from the hand of the GAA President Micheál Keogh the Cup of Victory. It was a great day for Tipperary, for star minor goalkeeper O'Grady receives the Minor Cup, prize for their triumph over Kilkenny. Trais Williamweed le Tibradaran, Príomh Cúndam a Héireann in Amaniachta. With thousands others, we salute the champions, Mick Ryan, Tommy Doyle, Tommy Ryan, Mick Byrne, Sonny Marr, all these hurlers whose deeds in 1949 have made history in Munster and in the All-Ireland series. Hurler of the Year, Jimmy Kennedy. And we salute, too, the men of Laois, defeated, yes, but still smiling and hoping for better fortune next year.